origin of the universe. Origin of the universe from the point of view of the modern physics, Big Bang, and from the point of view of Buddhist philosophy, again, there's a whole cosmological theory there, whether or not time has beginning. These are very big questions. When I was in school, before I became a monk, when I was in age 16, 17, when introduced to the concept of Big Bang and Doppler's effect, it was really fascinating and very thrilling indeed. Extremely thrilling. To say, wow, it's an amazing concept. Whole universe, what we are seeing today, through the Doppler's effect experiment research, from there we can see that the universe is expanding exponentially, accelerating in the expansion. Accelerating meaning that at one point the universe was much closer to each other, closer amongst the parts, amongst the world systems, various galaxies closer to each other. Then even the speed is less because it's seen accelerating today through the Doppler's effect. At one point, like 15 billion years ago, then all these, what we say as universe, like the Milky Way galaxy and all these galaxies and the solar system, which is just a tiny dot within the Milky Way galaxy. And the Milky Way galaxy in turn is also a tiny dot within in the expanse of the whole the universe. So they're all 15 billion years ago, they're all just together, one point, which the quantum physicists would call as a singularity. So at this point, everything's merged together. So this is an amazing concept, and we cannot really deny this reality. At the same time, the question arises, there are parts, the universe, when we speak about the universe, are we talking about the whole universe, or we're talking about the parts of the universe, the visible universe? So this is another thing that we should really think about. Some physicists would say that we are only talking about the visible universe, because we see the universe expanding, and that too at an accelerating speed, which means that it's the visible universe, which means that what is unseen is not really included here. The visible universe, no doubt, it came from the Big Bang. Then the question is, this Big Bang, whether it's a single Big Bang or multiple Big Bang. Again, this is a big question. So some of the scientists, they are saying single Big Bang. Some of the scientists, they say that it's a multiple Big Bang. So the point is that there are many areas, explanatory gaps there. The scientists, they don't really agree. If somebody believes in single Big Bang, there is the many questions there, which you contradict the questions, which will easily contradict to yourself. For example, the singularity. Singularity, what made it to explode? If you say it has so much of energy, so this energy, to speak about the energy, there must be a time. Without the time, we cannot speak about the energy. And then say if you say time, the time has a beginning, middle and end. You use these reasonings and logic, then you see that to explain single Big Bang is very complicated. It will end up in so much of contradictions. Whereas multiple Big Bangs, so just as there's a Big Bang, for example, say the universe is expanding now, at a certain point, then the universe will slow down, deaccelerate, like they're shooting a gun. The bullet will first accelerate, and at a certain point it will start it will reach the peak and deaccelerate, and it will fall down. Likewise, the universe is expanding, accelerating. At a certain point, it reaches the peak point, and then it will drop. It will drop. Then what happens? It will stop. It will stop expanding. The moment it stops expanding, then because of gravity, they will be all pulled back. Again, acceleration happens, pull back. This is a big crunch. So just as there's a Big Bang, there's a big crunch. This is what many physicists, again, they are talking about. Big crunch, Big Bang. The moment we explain this, then the multiple Big Bangs automatically come into being. And then another area is multiple Big Bang in this part of the universe, multiple Big Bang in another part of the universe, unseen, which we cannot see now. And then millions and trillions and infinite number of Big Bangs can be happening simultaneously in the different parts of the unseen universe. So from this, what we learn is that this concept can rightly fit into the Buddhist explanation of the cosmology, and the details of the Buddhist explanation of cosmology, like the Mount Meru, these things are not really acceptable, to be very honest. So these, to be very honest, it was more like the pre the Buddha's time, the acceptance of the cosmology according to pre-Buddha's time. They were brought down. They were being taken as a standard position. So this is a problem there. Otherwise, the Buddha taught about the multiple universe, and in terms of time, it is beginningless time. So there we see that with the big bang, multiple big bang, then the beginningless time can be explained. With single big bang, then there's no room for then it's a totally contradiction with the Buddhist philosophy.